Hello. Hello,
All right, hello everybody.
Welcome to our live on Tuesday session. Hope you all had a great week and ready to do some work. So as usual, we are here to help you today. And so, just let us know once again what you've done this week, what kind of results, feedbacks you have for us. And we try to answer your questions, and we also do some. We noticed we got some questions in support and sometimes in the email regarding the iPhone platform and the automations, validation, which are more advanced modules. But we know some of you might have some issues understanding how it works. So we'll go through these modules to explain exactly what it does and how it can help you.
It's all quiet at the moment.
Yeah, it's quiet. So let's give it a minute or two.
Yeah.
And people will join us and ask their questions. So just remember, we are here for you, to help you, but we can't do it on our own. So we need your help if you want our help. So it's like a win-win. If you need something, we can provide, and if you don't need anything, well, it's a bit more difficult for us to help you. Okay, we think the clocks ahead this weekend. Okay.
So they're starting to change around the world. Here in the UK, it's the 29th of March of this month, I think.
Yeah.
So the clock's going forward an hour.
Like in 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
What a mess. Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be a mess that for sure.
That's good we are not in the air flying, because I'm always afraid. They forgot to change the time, and we just crash the plane into another one because they just missed. They just forgot to change the clocks. So hopefully it's virtual, so we're all fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, just let me open Facebook maybe. Just opening the feed. I'm not sure. Yeah, it was from Jack. Okay, I'm not sure if Bobby is on board, because we had the questions from Bobby Samuel in the group regarding his stats. So he said that he booked some traffic from Alexander's, and he got 125 clicks, 140 clicks, and 30 opt-ins. And he was asking us for, Samuel is here. So 140 clicks, 30 opt-ins. So with funnel one, it's not that bad. I can't remember, Paul, what kind of results we got from funnel one in average. I think it was around 20-25%.
Yeah, it was. I think at one stage from one of the campaigns or one of the orders was up about 27%, but I think no higher from that from funnel one.
Yeah. Okay.
With the laptop lifestyle, we've had higher opt-in rates, but funnel one's about that. Yeah.
Okay. So so that's normal, Samuel, because you got like 30 opt-ins, so 25% would be like 120 clicks. So you're in between 20 to 25%. So it's normal for funnel one, and the reason is when you compare funnel one to the laptop lifestyle, which is more like a mainstream bizarre kind of opt-in page. So the funnel one is qualifying people much more than the laptop lifestyle, because there's a video. It's more the headline and what you're giving away is a bit more challenging. So it will filter out all, the complete freebie seekers. We don't want to really think, and they're just clicking and opting in just to make money online. So you're kind of getting rid of all these bad subscribers. I won't say bad, but it's less. It's a much more qualifying. And sometimes you want to go for the volume, so you will use a landing page like the laptop lifestyle one, because you will get a lot more leads. I would say there's less commitment with the laptop lifestyle landing page for your subscribers, because it's easier. They know exactly what they get, even if it's quite broad, but so it's less challenging for your subscribers. So you will get what we get, for example, 45-50% opt-in rate with the laptop lifestyle. And with funnel one, you get 20-25%. But normally you get less leads, but they will be more engaged. So that's why I asked about the follow-up sequence. And so it's good if you have a follow-up sequence, because that's exactly where things happen. And keep in mind, sometimes you won't get any action right away. It takes a few emails, it takes a few days. And so it depends. But the initial results are good. Now you should track your open rates and see if you get some more engagement from your emails. The only issue is with 29 leads. Statistically, it's not. We told you it's numbers game. So it's good to already have some leads. But from 29 leads, even if you get like 20% open rate, which is quite normal, it's just like 5 or 6 subscribers opening your email. So it's quite low to really get some traction initially. So you need to stack more traffic campaigns, get more leads, and then your open rate will become more significant.
I'd like to address JP as well at this point. Somebody had mentioned something about getting low opt-in rates from different traffic sources from people that we've recommended, and that's normal too. That happens, and I've spoken to the guys, and Alex was one of them particularly. On the last campaign that we ran, our opt-in rate was quite a bit lower than we were kind of expecting. And it's normal. If he's changing or increasing and getting more leads, those leads might be less responsive. It depends on what segment of his list he's sending out to, et cetera, et cetera. So all you can really think of is having a range. An opt-in range of maybe sort of 20 to 30%, something in between there for funnel one is pretty good. Don't be too down on these guys if your opt-in rate is really low, because next time you run it, it might be really high. So it does happen.
Exactly. And sometimes we got some leads and trial signups and our members as well just right away. Sometimes it requires some emails. Sometimes we don't get. Off a batch of 100 clicks, it happens. The volatility is really high when you are running that kind of numbers. But it's normal to get started that way. That's what we recommend. But at some point, you need to drive more traffic to get some more steady results and with less volatility. So it's normal. And we have Jack. Jack ran 100 clicks and 36 opt-in. So that's good. I assume it's funnel one as well. So that's good.
Who was that from, Jack? Sorry, JP, to interrupt. Who did you order from, Jack? If you wouldn't mind dropping the name in the chat or in the group, wherever. Was that one of the ones that we recommend, or that we've used and had good results from, or someone you found yourself? That's always interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting to share. So, because I mean, there's no shortage of traffic, but it's good to narrow things down. So we can also test if it's someone new, maybe with 500 clicks, and share more in-depth results. And also other members can start driving traffic from this subscriber, from this seller. Okay, we'll see if we get an answer. Maybe.
Yeah, we can just wait. That's all right.
Yeah, so I mean, that's good. Most people when they join, a lot. I mean, some know exactly what it takes, meaning building a landing page and collecting leads and having an email sequence, because that's basically the basics of digital marketing. You drive traffic, you capture subscribers, and then you communicate with your subscribers. So that's the most fundamental business model online. So people are already aware of this, but usually they don't know how to do it, what kind of landing page to build, what they can give away. And most of the time, people don't have anything to give away. And of course, all the technicalities, how to set it up, the hosting, the design, the opt-in forms, the automations, all that stuff. So that's why many people who joined us, they never had any traffic, they never had any subscriber on their list, and never made a sale. So, and we have quite a few members. I would say probably 15% of our members have already generated leads, which is way more than whatever they had done before, and generating some sales. So it's important to just stick to it, and when you get some clicks, you get some leads, meaning you get some interest, and you understand that it works. I mean, it's not random. It's not bots signing up for your and opening your emails. It's just real people, just like you, who want to learn how it works, and we provide the tools and the content that you can in turn deliver to your own subscriber to help them start an online business. So, which is really relevant, because you can document your journey when doing what you're doing and help your subscribers even further. And you don't have to reinvent the wheel and try to be even creative in your communication, because you can just, we give you a starting point with the email sequence, but you can just use your experience and say, okay, that's exactly what I'm doing. I've created that landing page to collect email address. You can tell your subscriber, you see it works because you just joined that list, and so it works, and these subscribers can then earn me some money because I'm promoting some content and some tools, and you see it works because you're reading my emails, and I encourage you to do exactly the same. And when you give them away the funnel, you're basically just transferring the assets we are giving you. So you're transferring these assets to your subscribers, and in turn, they can follow the same process. So the logic is quite straightforward, and it works because of that. Because it's really, I don't know, it's not a business model. It's some kind of philosophical model based on empathy, where you can just really transfer what you're doing to your subscribers, and on top of that, we are transferring what we're doing to you, so that you can transfer it to your own subscribers. So it's like a chain of goodwill.
Yeah, I think telling your story is one of the best ways to get, and the easiest ways to get engagement, because people want to know how you're doing what you're doing, essentially. And if you've gone through the process of, it's what I call the internet marketing baptism of fire, which I wrote a series of emails about, actually, the process that you go through. And I think most people do when they join. Me particularly, when I first started, I had no clue. I couldn't build websites. I didn't know about email marketing or anything like that, and you kind of had to learn as you go and get burned along the road, you know, and that's kind of the journey that most people make. And if you can write about that, and you can then illustrate that you are now in a position where you're able to help them because you've gone through that, people absolutely love that stuff. They lap it up. They'll ask questions. If you ask a question in your email, you'll get replies. They'll ask you for help. And of course, then all you do is just recommend products. So yours, essentially.
Yeah.
JP was saying you pass on the assets to them, and then they can start on their same journey. And of course, you can help them out as well as you're going along. And that way, you're building up this trust and rapport in such a way that people then really just sort of gravitate towards you, and it works really well. It's a great thing to do. Tell your story. You know, if you've had any kind of results, any results at all, write about it. Let everyone know, and then tell them how they're going to do it, or ask them, do you want me to explain how I got to this position, how I did it? And you'll be surprised at the replies that you'll get. And then you've all of a sudden got a whole soap opera series of emails to write about. It's a fantastic thing to do.
Yeah, and so it's that's what we recommend you do. Don't be hard on yourself. Just natural things. Just like if you were talking to a friend. Okay, that's what I'm doing. That's it. Just simple. You're not even looking for a sale. You're just trying to communicate what you're doing, and naturally people will follow you because they want to be in your seat. And they want to identify to someone who is sharing, I would say, the same struggles, because then, you know, that's kind of a connection between you guys, and that's what people want. Okay, he is exactly just like me, maybe just 2 weeks in advance, but it's the same mindset. Okay, I'm trying to find a way, trying to find a solution, and you're basically providing the solution and documenting the solution while you're doing it. So that's the best thing to do, and it's easy to write because you're just writing as if you are talking to someone you know, and you know exactly that your leads want to hear about you. And what we're doing works because you know, usually when you don't have like the proper value proposition, and you're just promoting and you're just buying solo ads and hope for a sale right away. Usually your open rate will start at like 5%. That's all. So 5% is average in the industry. And I think, Paul, we get like 20, 25, even 30% open rate.
Yeah,
from our email. So it's like 5 to 6 times higher than the average you could hope when you buy solo ads. And the reason is exactly what we told you just before. It's because it's relevant and people want to learn exactly how it works. Yeah. So Jack purchased traffic from Daniel.
Yeah, and that's amazing when you look at that opt-in rate, JP, the 36% out of the 100. That's really good. I mean, and it illustrates perfectly what I was saying earlier on. About how the number of opt-ins you get fluctuates between the orders with the same vendors. The last order that I ran with Daniel got nowhere near that for whatever reason.
I think it was even like 10%, 12, 10 to 15%. So
I think it was 10 to 15%. I can't even remember exactly, but it was low.
So which is why, I mean, when you buy from time to time, and 100 clicks is really random because these guys, they can send probably like 1,000 clicks a day, and they have multiple lists, and of course sometimes the clicks won't come right straight from an email. Maybe they will come from a thank you page or secondary redirect. So it's not always clear exactly what kind of clicks you get, but the more clicks you get, the more consistent and steady the results should be. So it's good results. Just keep emailing your people, telling about you, your story, what you're doing, and helping them do the same. Okay, do we have any more comments or reports, feedbacks? Just scanning through. What happened? Okay. Okay, I just noticed your messages in the Facebook group, Jack. Yeah, okay. So you arrived 1 hour earlier. And yeah, that's right. We have not updated our clocks yet. It will be in 2 weeks. So yeah, we know. I think we decided to switch from our webinar solution. It was like Webinar Jam to pure live because of that. Because last time we changed the clock, I think it was the end of October. It was a mess. We even missed we missed the event ourselves. So.
Yeah, yeah, we were here, but at the wrong time.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just not you, but with the live, at least you know you can be on Facebook or YouTube, and when it happens, it will be here, because in Webinar Jam, when the event is closed, it's not there anymore. So at least we don't have such a problem now. Okay. Okay, good. So I will go into iPhones, go through some of the modules. But if you have, I mean, it's for me, I know exactly how it works, so obviously. Based on what you want to better understand, just drop a message in the chat box, so I know where to focus my attention on, and exactly, because obviously there are some advanced features, and I love those features because I have created those features because I needed those, and I tend to focus on the advanced stuff. But I know for most people it's not where you want to go right away. So sometimes I might be too deep into the application, and you might just need something at the surface level. So yeah, just drop any message you want. And Paul, I don't know, based on also the feedbacks you have received, maybe there are some stuff we should discuss in the platform, or
the automate module. To kind of go over that, because I touched on that before. I know there was a question about that in terms of just running over it again to make sure that it worked, or how it works. Just to put it very simply, so add and layer email funnels. Yeah, the tag thing for the tracking. Yeah, that's something that we could talk about again, because like all things, it's logical. But I think if you understand it, then it's fairly simple. So yeah, we can talk about that as well.
Okay, so yeah, I would say, yeah, just keep asking your questions, and we'll get back and forth in between the demo and your questions. So don't worry if we don't answer questions right away. So maybe I will get started with the tag.
Yeah. One thing, JP, before you start, guys, can I just say, before you send any traffic to any link, okay, test it, okay, get one of us to opt in, or maybe someone in the group to opt in, to test your system, to make sure that your emails are being delivered, and you're getting an email address added to your list before you go and buy any traffic. Okay, it's really important that you do that, because there's nothing worse. I've done it myself. There's nothing worse than going to buy 500 clicks from a solo ad seller and it doesn't go anywhere. So guys, test everything first. Test the system, make sure it works.
Yeah.
Including all of the links in your emails. Check them all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, because sometimes we have people emailing us saying, okay, it did not work. And when you just click the link, it goes to either the page is not published, or it's just not working. So the opt-in form is not connected to the page, or yeah. So just make sure to test everything. Okay, so the tag. So yeah, you say it's still working on figuring out the tag thing for tracking. Okay, so what you want to do when you want to track the origin of your lead, okay, you first need to make sure your opt-in form is capable to track it. So it all starts within the opt-in form. So what you can do, let me check if I already have an example. Yeah, so let's say this is my opt-in form, and so I can design it any way I want. I've added a first name, email, let's say I get rid of that. And then what you have to do, let's say I don't have that one for now, you need to click add a new field, and you need to set, it's a specific field we have created just for tracking purpose, and its name, it's called use as tag. And when you select it, it will show something like that, and then you just enter what we call a parameter, the name of the field. So for example, for email, it's email, for first name, it's first name. And for this one, let's say, I usually call it source, or when I'm promoting using affiliates, and I want to track affiliates without, an affiliate software, I can just use AffID for affiliate ID. But just for convenience, I will just use source.
That's what I always use if I'm buying solo ads, is have it as the source of the solo ad.
Yeah, exactly. And so for now, I would just keep it simple. So just source, and then you just save. That's it. Of course, you select your email funnels, so that your lead channel or your opt-in form is just fully set up. And then when you save, okay, update, it's called the demo campaign. You just go to your studio, and I don't know which campaign I will update. Let's say this one. So then you go to your opt-in page, and you go to your form. Select the form, and here in the when you see that form, it means the whole form is selected. So you can then tell our engine which campaign to use. Okay, you will see all your lead channels, meaning basically all your opt-in forms and distribution process. So just this is demo campaign. Then of course you have your thank you page where you want to redirect people to, and then you just click apply changes. Okay, so nothing has changed because I already had the first name and an email, but now my opt-in form will be able to catch the source parameter I will add in my URL. So I just need to save and republish.
Yeah, JP, before that happens, or rather whilst that's happening, is it true though that if you've got a lead channel that is attached to a form, it's like that one that you've got on the screen right there, yeah. If you then go into lead channels and then edit it by maybe adding the tag, is it true then that you've got to come back into Studio, select the form that you've just done, and then save it with a different lead channel, and then resave it with the lead channel that you want it to go to for the tag to take effect? Is that right?
No, you don't need to change. You just need to make sure you need to resave the page.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. What you could do is just let's say you just did an edit to your opt-in form. You would just go there, maybe pick another one, update the changes, and then go back to your previous one, just to be safe. But normally, if you just resave the page, if you just go there, you just click again and apply changes, and it will be okay.
Okay.
Okay, because for example, let me show you what happens. Because we have like your prompt, let's say get started. So the way you know it works is because now, even if I check again the same one, you see my opt-in form has been updated.
Yeah.
Because the checkout button has been changed. It's not a bug, it's just the way it works for now, because we know when it's been updated. In fact, we just wanted some kind of queue. So we know it works that way. So, okay. I don't know, I will just resave, republish. And now I will show you exactly how it works and where to send traffic to in order to properly track the source of your leads. So my page is published, and it was, I don't know, it was this one. Okay, so I just grab it. Okay. So now let's say I'm buying some traffic, and I want to send that traffic to that page. But before the tracking feature, you would just send, let's say, a solo ad campaign to that link, and then you would wait for the traffic to be completed to buy another solo ad. And now you don't need two, and of course, after 5-6 solo ads, you just have a bunch of leads and you don't know where they are coming from. So all you need to do now is add your parameter. So this source must match the parameter you have added to your lead channel. So as you remember, I selected source in my lead channel, but if you have used vendor for your tag, then you need to use vendor. Okay, it must match exactly what you have created in your lead channel for the tag parameter. And now I would say source photos. And that's it. You just need to send your traffic to that URL with the source. I will just opt in. That's it. I'm redirected to my thank you page. Now let's go back to my email funnels. And now, so it's a demo account. So as you can see here, I just subscribe. Obviously, I'm already subscribed to a lot of opt-in forms because it's my test email. But as you can see, now we can see the tag Paul Brooks. Okay, so all leads coming from that link using the source equal Paul Brooks will show up as having the tag Paul Brooks. And it's and then let's say you have 2 to 3 concurrent traffic campaigns. So you would send traffic for the first one to source. Let's say it's Daniel Rupert. So you would use that link. So you would provide that link to, for example, to Daniel. And let's say you're buying traffic at the same time from Alex. You would just provide this link with source equal Alex to Alex. And that's it. And you would know exactly when you go to your contacts where does the lead come from? If it comes from your campaign, your solo ad campaign from Alex or from Daniel. And after some time, maybe you have 200 to 300 leads, you would be able to just filter and say, okay, no, I just want to know just those who came from Paul Brooks, and you just filter, and that's it. And it will return all the leads coming from that tag. And then, of course, if you want to know, okay, but do my leads coming from Daniel are engaged with my follow-up sequence? Well, it's easy. You would just select. So you would select the tag from Daniel or whatever solo ad vendor you want to track the performance, and then you would just go to open, and you would just filter, and that's it. And this way, you will see exactly how many leads coming from that traffic source is opening your emails. And that's basically what you want to know. So the first thing you want to know is, instead of using, an external tracker like Thrive Tracker or Volume or even ClickMagick, let's say you know that Daniel sent you 100 clicks. You would just filter using the Daniel tag, and you would see, okay, how many contacts. You would get the total number of contacts generated by that traffic source. So you would be able to tell, okay, I received 100 clicks and maybe I have 30 leads. So you would know instantly your opt-in rate. Now to go one step further, let's say you're buying traffic from the same solo ad vendor many times. So what you can do is, in fact, add a second tracking parameter. Let me show you. So now we have one tag, which is a source. Let's say I'm using another one, because in fact you can stack the tracking tags just as easily as you added your first tag. So source, and let's say I will say, I think, Paul, what we're using is run.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Run number 1, run number 2, and so on and so forth. So now I have a second tracking parameter, and I just go back to my opt-in page. I would just confirm with the team, but yeah, I think it's safer to just update your campaign.
Mm.
Now it's done. I will save and publish it. You don't need to update your opt-in page when you're just updating, the distribution channels. Like if you're sending your leads to Aweber, GetResponse, email funnels. If you just modify that distribution channels, you don't need to update your landing page. And so now let's say, okay, source equal Alex, and now I can add my second parameter. Let's say this is the third time I'm buying traffic from Alex, so I will just use that. Source equal Alex and run equal free. So you can track. I'm just using it that way with source and run. But of course, if you're running traffic from, for example, from AdWords, you could say, okay, this is campaign, and you enter your campaign ID, and then you just dynamically add your keyword. So
all I would say, JB, and when you're typing those out, guys, just be really careful to make sure there's no spaces in there.
Yeah.
You got question mark, source equals, and then you've got your source name, and then and so there's no spaces in between. So it's just one long parameter, so to speak.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not easy to see because this is my test email and I have a lot of stuff on it. But you can see now I can see Alex. And normally when you have a new lead, you won't get all these parasite tags. You will see Alex, and here you can see the number 3.
Yeah. Really good.
So yeah, that's how it works, and it's really useful, as I said, when you want to segment your contacts and say, okay, I just want those, and because we can instantly filter with your tag and say, okay, now I just want to email those coming from Alex, and then you would just select. You go to quick broadcast, so you don't even have to go to email funnels. You create your broadcast, and then you just send it. So yeah, it's really powerful. It's a nice little feature, but it's really powerful when used with your traffic sources.
Yeah, it's another really great way of identifying who your good vendors are. So, if you've got a really good opt-in rate, that's great, that's fantastic. But do they open the emails and do they click on the links? And so this is a really great way so you can do that for individual vendors. It's fantastic, and then you know who to scale up with.
So yeah, I really recommend you use it, because you can't do anything online if you have no idea what's going on. If you're not tracking, and usually you need to use analytics or external tracker to understand what happens. But if you're not tracking correctly, you will have no idea where to buy traffic, how to scale up. It's just impossible. It's as we explained, it's a numbers game, and at some point, numbers are statistically driven. So if you know what you're doing, and you can only know what you're doing based on data and metrics, and you can't just guess. So yeah, that's you really need to do that. Now, if you want to go even one step further, you could also use our optimize engine, which is our multivariate split testing engine, and you could create multiple variations of your funnel or your landing page. Let me show you quickly.
Yeah, basically you don't need click magic or volume.
Yeah, you don't need click volume or click magic volume Thrive Tracker. You don't even need Google Analytics. You don't even need any kind of split testing software.
No,
literally, because let's say now you're receiving traffic to that page and you want to try to optimize it. Okay, so you know that in order to optimize, you need to set up some testing, split testing. So we're just going to activate. We go to the page settings and we create activate. And I will say this is my interview funnel optim. And here I can do many things. I can optimize for a lead, a registration, or a sale, meaning I can track up to three events in my funnel. For now, I just track the lead, but know that you can track what we call registration or a sale. And so meaning you can optimize not just on the initial conversion or the initial opt-in rate. You will be able to understand the effect of your test even 2 to 3 levels down. So the way it works, let's say you send someone to your opt-in page, okay, and then they go to a thank you page, and from your thank you page, you send them to the sales page. And so that would be the registration that you could track, how many people go from my thank you page to my sales page. Mm-hmm. And on the thank you page, you could track the sales, and that would be the sale goal. So you can really track all of these goals, and you would just need to use the tracking code on the specific thank you page. So I will just show you just for the opt-in tracking code. So now, okay, I have my opt-in code, tracking code. So I just go to my thank you page, and I will just paste my tracking code on my thank you page. So once again, I just go to the page settings, and I just go there. I paste my tracking code, and that's it. Now I can go back to my opt-in page and start creating my split test. So each time you go from one page to another, it will automatically save your website, so you don't lose anything if you forgot to save or whatever. Mm. So now I want to split test that. So what can I do? So how to split test? So you just need to click here, the plus, to add a new variant. So it's the first one. So now, as you can see, when I go when I want to edit that block, it will say now I'm editing variant A. Okay, so I can do whatever I want. It will just affect the new variant. So for example, let's say I want to change the background color. Okay, now I can't read my text. So I'm just checking. Yeah, I will just change the color of the text to white. Okay, let's say I'm happy with that. So now you can check, you can switch from your reference to your variant. Okay, let's say I want to change the color of this button and I want to match it with my variant A. So I would just go there and say it's also part of the first variant. So now I'm editing variant A. Now we just change the color and the text. So now my reference is back to the previous one and my variant A is get started, okay? And so I have a variant for my headline and for my call to action. This is the reference. If I go to each block, I can see the individual variations, just like for my main call to action. And if I want to check the whole variation for my whole page, I just go to the top and I just switch from the reference to A. And it will instantly show me the whole variation. So that's why we call it multivariate, because you don't need to recreate a page and to send people to to URL 1 or to URL B. You just do all your changes on the same page, and you can add as many variations to any component or to any block. I could also say, okay, I will add a new variant for this one. I will assign it to A. But what I will do is, in fact, I want to hide this component, this block for A. So now I have my, okay, what happened? Hide on variant A. Okay, maybe it's just in the live environment it will work. Sorry. Okay, not sure if it works in preview, but yeah, normally it should not show up. I'm not sure why. Maybe I did something wrong, but anyway. Then you just save when you're satisfied with your edits. And now what happens is, when you send traffic, some people will see this, the main page, the reference page, and some people will see the variation A, or if you have a B or a C, they will just be rotated through your different variants. And with your tracking code, you will be able to tell which variation is getting the highest opt-in rate.
Mm. I would say as well, guys, is if you've created variations of the pages from the test page through to however many variants that you're going to do, is that you check each variant on the different devices. So we've got here on the screen in the top left-hand corner, you can see what it's going to look like on a tablet and on a mobile device as well, on a mobile phone. So you just want to check that just to make sure everything looks as it should, and make any edits as you go if you need to.
Yeah, so when it's saved, then you will see when you go to optimize, you will now see this is my interview. So when I click here, I will be able, it's dynamic. So whenever you create a new variation, it will show up there and will show you how many visitors each variation got and how many leads, the conversion rate, the opt-in rate. And if you are tracking the free goals, you will see exactly the impact of each variation on your down the funnel goals. Here you can even say, okay, I just want to run that test for, I don't know, 30 days, or I just want to send 1,000 visitors. And after the 1,000 visitors, it will we will stop rotating the variations. We just focus on the reference. Or if you click auto optimize and say, I just want to run 1,000 visitors, then when we have sent 1,000 visitors and you check the auto optimize, then we will just keep sending traffic to the highest converting variation. So let's say after 1 month, after 1,000 visitors, this is variant A, which is working the best. Well, you don't have to edit your optimized test. We'll just automatically send traffic to variant A. And if it's the default variation, which is getting the highest opt-in rate, then we'll just send traffic to this variant. And if you leave all these blank, then we just keep the test will keep running indefinitely. So yeah, that's how it works. And when you use that with the tracking, it's really powerful because you know exactly where the leads come from, and you optimize in real time your opt-in page. And sometimes, you know, just changing the color of a call to action could increase your conversion rate by 10%. Updating your headline could increase another 10%. So instead of having 30%, you could go from 30 to 30, 33, 35, then from 35 to 40, and you keep optimizing that way. You know, you keep testing things. Let me check if we have. Yeah, if you don't have optimized in Studio, yeah, it's true. It's not available to all tiers. Just for enterprise, I think, or growth and enterprise. Yeah, it's possible. Not all accounts have it activated. So just you can log a ticket and we'll check based on your account level if you have access to it. But yeah, it's true. It's a nice feature to use. Yeah, okay. I see we have some questions. Separate solo ads for the reseller masterclass. Yeah, it's best to use a different opt-in page than the funnel one. You could go with funnel 2. Or you could use, you know, we provide webinars, so you could use a webinar registration page that we give you, and then you add, and we also provide the follow-up sequence. So we recommend you send for if you're a reseller for iMasterclass, you use one of the webinar funnel we provide, and you send your leads to the webinar registration. Then they go to the webinar room, and at the same time they will go. They will be inside in your follow-up sequence, and there you can send them back to your sales page. Yeah, you can do so as well. You can get your clicks, your leads from funnel 1, and then in the follow-up sequence. And by the way, the follow-up sequence is already prepared to send traffic to your reseller license if you have one. So yeah, you can get your leads from funnel 1, and then you just add your leads to the reseller follow-up sequence, or you just send them to your sales page. So yeah, I think you answered that one. Don't need click magic volume. Yeah. Founding member. Yeah. Okay. I can't see your name here. So please just log a ticket, and I will check. Maybe it's just because it was added a few months ago and it was not updated for all accounts. Okay. So we have 2 to 3 more minutes. So if you have any questions or Probably, I don't know if you want to add to it.
I think all I would say is just to kind of reiterate what I've said already is just test everything. Before you spend any money on traffic, test everything, test your system, make sure your links go where you want them to go. If you're using a traffic source, make sure all that works and it's all in place. I say ask myself or a JP or someone else in the group to opt in, and then we can test the system and we can very quickly say, yes, I'm getting your emails, or no, I'm not, in which case we're identifying that there's something that you need to fix, which is all easily fixable. So yeah, but test everything, guys, before you send and spend any money on traffic. It's really important that you do that, because it's really frustrating when it happens, because I've done it myself.
Yeah, it happened to us as well. So
yeah,
and use tracking features and optimization to make the most of your traffic campaigns, because it can change a lot. I mean, when you buy 100 clicks, even if you get like instead of 30%, if you get 35%, it's 5 more leads. Now imagine when it's not 100 clicks, it's 1,000 clicks. And more. At the end of the year, it's like it's hundreds and hundreds of extra leads you could get just with a simple tweak. So yeah, use whatever you have at your disposal to track and improve your conversion rates. Okay. Okay, nothing else. So yeah, we'll see you next week. We are working on new funnels, so
yeah.
Hopefully there will be one ready for next week, ready to be tested, and with different angle. Because as we told you, it's important to rotate angles, so you don't always have the same kind of people on your list. So you can test different ways to engage with your leads and different programs they might be interested in. So for example, someone might not be interested in having an online business done for them. Maybe they're most interested in learning email marketing or learning affiliate marketing or learning traffic. And thing is, we already have created some courses, so we are working on something for you, so you can get some more funnels at your disposal to collect some good subscribers. So with that said, yeah, we wish you a great week and hope you will get a lot of leads and sales this week.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. See you next week.
Have a great week, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.